Welcome to this week's Movie Math, where 4 new releases bumbled onto the scene like the Three Stooges, knocking each other out upon arrival. But this time, nobody found it funny. Seems that Hollywood has finally reached the breaking point, cannibalizing their own content across the board as they desperately scramble for cash in a business where post-theatrical resources for revenue, like DVD, are scarce. However, I'd argue that in addition to an overcrowded marketplace, that very rush to get out tentpole content is leading studio executives to make some very bad decisions in terms of scripts, casting, and advertising. In fact, summer 2013 ended up being the season of the underdog with World War Z, The Great Gatsby, and Now You See Me, the big box office surprises. And of course, there is the silver lining that some already well-established franchises were able to rise above the box office mayhem, like Iron Man 3, Fast and Furious 6, Despicable Me 2, and Monsters University. And while Man of Steel, Oz the Great and Powerful, and Star Trek Into Darkness weren't able to compete at the levels their studios would have liked, they still performed admirably. As for this weekend's 4 new flicks, at least they were able to form a tight formation and keep any older films out of the top of the box office. Elysium barely squeezed out a win and might not have if We're the Millers hadn't chickened out and opened a few days earlier on Wednesday. Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston were able to recreate their Horrible Bosses debut, yet Neil Blomkamp and Charlton Copley could not, even with Matt Damon and Jodie Foster doing the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, Planes and Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters were the latest flicks to fall victim to the glut of family entertainment out there. Worldy One, box office Nobi, you're their only hope. As for the rest of the box office, the onslaught of new movies caused some serious drops. About 60% for Two Guns, 45% for The Smurfs 2, 63% for The Wolverine, and around 50% for The Conjuring, Despicable Me 2, and Grown Ups 2. But as the summer movie season begins to wither, awards movie season begins to bloom. Both Blue Jasmine and The Spectacular Now slightly expanded their runs, and both saw a rise of about 35%. If this keeps up, they should be playing in a theater near everybody soon. Yet with all this mayhem, Hollywood still has to brace for another 4 movies opening this coming weekend as well. Kick-Ass 2 is expected to only fare slightly better than the first film, but at least has a decent shot of taking first place. However, The Butler is close behind and could have a surprise win if history repeats itself, All the Help, which was also released the second weekend of August 2 years ago. As for Pretty Boys Ashton Kutcher and Liam Hemsworth, they're expected to battle it out for 3rd and 4th place, or maybe even lower. And that's the weekend box office. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope we'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.